So I know I've not been posting a lot, but okay, there's a lot that is going on. But when the time is right, um, I'll share with you. So for now, I want us to look at a pair that is GBPUSD. I want to give you my thought on GBPUSD. The last time that I was analyzing the GBPUSD, we were selling. If you've been following me, you know the time I was giving out my analysis on GBPUSD, it had been selling for a long period of time, and in today's video I just want to show you how I always analyze the chart. You can see how the market has dropped for more than 500. This is almost 800 pips, but of course we are little traders, so we can't hold the market all this long. But at least you can see how the market has been dropping around this area. Let me make this to make it a bit colored. Let me give it color. You can see how the market has been dropping all this way. So the whole of last year, around from November, December, November, September, October, the market has been selling. So if at least you know the direction of the market, you just hop in and you can continue selling the market. So in today's video, I want to show you how I trade exactly in a simple way. Okay, so you have to watch the whole of the video so that you can get an entry and you can continue selling or buying the market, because it is a new year, new things. We have to continue where we stopped at. We have to continue. You don't have to give up, we have to go on. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, this is GBPUSD. From the weekly time frame, I've already drawn this line. For me, this line, it is an indication that it is an area. Okay, it is an area where the market, whenever the market head toward that side, I know I have to buy or sell. But it is an area. It is not exactly. It is not a must for the market to behave there. I've just said it is just a way. Like I'm just showing my thoughts towards how I'm thinking of how the market will behave. So from the weekly time frame, you can see how the market has been selling. So already from the structure, you can see the market has been selling. So the structure is bearish, because you can see the last structure here, it was broken here, and now the market, it is retesting. Where is the market retesting to? It is retesting toward this area here, and this line here, I will call it support and resistance. That is why I've drawn it here, because whenever we are down, we are selling. Whenever we are up, of course we are selling. Whenever we are buying, whenever we are down again, we are selling. So the moment the sellers came here and they broke toward the downside, you can see how the buyers have already come in again, and now they are trying to push the market up. So already we have our point of interest. We have the weekly being bearish, and the market is creating a new lower high, and we don't want to see at any point the buyers breaking toward this area. Can you see this area? We don't want to see the buyers gaining momentum and going upward, breaking toward this upside, so that we can say we are selling. Because the moment we find that the buyers gaining momentum and they push this market toward the upside, then of course we are not selling again, we shall consider buying. But for now, we have all the right to sell, but that one is not clear, because we are only using one time frame. That is why we have to go to lower time frame to know what the market is doing. So from the weekly time frame, of course we know we are bearish. When you go to the daily time frame, it is more of the weekly time frame, only that we have a lot of information, so we have to gather, we have to narrow down from the high time frame going to the lower time frame. Again, when you come to the daily time frame, you can see the same thing that has been happening on the weekly. How the market, the sellers broke down there, they had a little consolidation, and you can see how the sellers have been breaking down toward the downside. Let me draw properly. Sorry. You can see how the sellers have been gaining momentum here. They came here, broke down, they came down here again, and they shifted. Can you see how from this area here, how the buyers have already shifted, and now we are almost heading again to the point where we call it our point of interest, and in this case we are heading to the resistance, because we are below. If we are below the support, we have to call it resistance. So this is where the buyers are heading to. So already we know weekly we are bearish, and daily we are bullish. This market has been buying, so there's no way you can say I want to sell. You have to confirm with the time frame how the time frame is saying. And again, when you go to the 4 hour, so that we cannot be on one's, like we don't have to be 50-50, because we are using money, we are using real money, so there's no being 50-50. You have to be sure with what you are saying, but as long as you have already analyzed the chart well and you are already good your analysis, then you just let the market be. There are times you can be right, but the market doesn't want to obey your rules during that time. So when you go to 4 hour, I don't want to make the video too long. When you go to 4 hour, again, what do you think is happening to this market? You can see, even if you just start from here, my arrow is taking so long. Even if you just start from here, you can see how this market has been going. This market has been buying. So already from the 4 hour, you can see the market is being what? The market the market is already bullish. So if you want to write, it is always good to write so that you don't forget what you have already been doing. So weekly, we are saying the market is bearish. So weekly time frame, we are bearish. When you go to the daily time frame, daily we are bullish because we are using the structure. When you go to the 4 hour, again you can see the market is bullish. So what do you think? Are you supposed to buy or to sell the market? As of this moment, you cannot sell the market, because already 2 time frame they are telling us we should be buying the market, not selling the market as of this moment. And now, even if you go to we still we bring that mentality of I want to sell the market because the market is already at our point of interest. But remember, the market from the weekly, yes, the market from the weekly we are at below support, that is resistance. But of now, we cannot sell the market. We are supposed to be buying the market, but we don't have an entry. So do we have our point of interest? And in this case, what is our point of interest? Our point of interest is resistance, because the market is below. If the market was resistance, how do I write resistance? We have a resistance there because we want to narrow down. We want to start from the top going to the lower. That is why we call it top down analysis. We are analyzing the market. We are zooming in from the higher time frame heading to the lower time frame to know what is happening to the market, to know if we can find an entry into the market. Now, having this one already done, let me put it color white because I love things being white and black. That is just because it is easier. Let me even make it a bit bigger so that you can see. I don't know if you are following me, because I want this video to be as short as possible so that you can follow up with it. So there is no way I can say I want to sell the market, because already 2 time frame they are telling us to buy and 1 time frame is telling us to sell. And weekly time frame takes quite a lot of time compared to the daily and the weekly time frame. So for me, I cannot again buy at this point, because I'm more interested in selling, because the moment the market is almost at resistance, it is easy for me to wait for the market either to come here, to be rejected and go down. So that is one way. Or you can just wait for the market to break this structure. Can you see this structure here? And I want to see the market breaking there with a body. If the seller gains momentum and we want to sell, we have to wait for the sellers to come there, break there with the body. After breaking there, we have to wait for retest, then we can consider selling the market. That is my thinking, if only if I want to sell the market. But if I want to buy the market, of course now I'll have to wait for the buyers to push this market. Can you see they push this market from there, come there, retest, then we can continue buying the market. But as of now, there is no way I can enter that market. Even if I'm told to buy, why am I buying now? Because already this is at resistance. There is no way I can buy at resistance. I'll have to wait for the resistance to be broken by the buyers. After they have already broken, come back, retest, and then I enter the market. If not so, then I'll have to wait for the 4-hour candle to break this area, to break around this area. After they have already broken with a very good candle, okay, they have to break with a very good candle. By then Let me go to entry so that you can understand what I'm saying. For me to sell, this is what I want to see. I want to see break of structure. I want to see the break of structure. And by the time, remember, break of structure, by the time we are breaking this structure, of course it means daily and 4 hour they are aligning, they are shifting, we are shifting toward the downside. And by then you should have already seen simple patterns. I want to see a simple pattern by then. Of course, you'll see those patterns, and the easiest pattern you can see the double top, double, double, double. You'll have already seen a double top, of which now you'll have to wait for the neckline of the double top to be broken, or you can wait a pattern like the head and shoulder, the best pattern that you can ever see. The best pattern for you to see a head shoulder. Head and shoulder, because this one they indicate the market want to continue selling toward the downside. If you don't know how a double tops look like, it looks like an M. Can you see? This is how a double top look like. Then you have to wait for the retracement, then you can consider selling the market. This is the neckline that we are talking about here. This is the neckline of the double top. We want to see this area being broken. Then after the area being broken, that is where we wait for the retracement. Not all the market behave the same. There are market that can give you a very good candle. After breaking up, you can breaking down, then you can enter, or you can just wait for the retracement. Or if you want to see how a head and shoulder is created, this is how the head and shoulder is created, where we have the market coming down similar to the double top. After the market coming down, then you have to wait. After the break of the neckline, you see how the market is behaving. After the break of this neckline here, you have to wait the break. You can wait for the retest, or you can just enter exactly. But as long as the market has already broken down, it means the it means the daily and the 4 hour they have already shifted. Then you can add the market is already at support, at the resistance. Then you can consider selling the market. And for me to enter the market, of course, I want to see a red candle. Do you know what a red candle means? A red bearish candle. A good example, let's go to the, like, can you see even a good example, like the same case here. You know, history always repeats itself. So when you come even to this previous data here, after this consolidation, can you see this consolidation around this area? After this consolidation here, I'm not taking the, let me take the box so that you can see. After this consolidation here, can you see this consolidation? After the break, if you are in a hurry, of course you could have already entered using this candle. This is a 4 hour market, but you had to wait for the retracement, because these things they do repeat themselves, but sometimes it takes quite a lot of time for you to notice this market repeating itself. Can you see here how it broke here? It came back here, retested, and after retesting, the same thing, a red candle, and the market dropped. If you go to 1 hour, the market even becomes more clear, because the lower time frame they are used for entry. The moment this market broke down, it came back and retested here. Let's see if we go to 1 hour, if we can find the same thing that you want it to happen. We want to see how the market broke around this area. Let's go to the lower time frame so that we can see the 1 hour. So by the time the same thing happened, you will have already understood what I'm trying to show you. This is from the 4 hour. Now this is the 1 hour. Let's see what happened here. Can you see, if you have been observing this market, you can see how the market broke around this area. After breaking toward this area here, this is how the market was behaving. It broke with a very good candle. If you are not, if you are afraid to join, then you had to wait for the market to come and retrace. After the market coming down here, it broke with a very good candle. If you are not comfortable, you had to wait for the retracement. And this one candle here, it is enough for you to tell you it is time to enter the market. And even if you enter the market, of course, you have to make sure that your stop loss will always be above, because the moment the market breaks down, it creates a new lower low. So you have to wait for the lower high to be created. That is now the retracement. After retracement, now you enter the market. So you can see, even if you entered the market, you could have already put a stop loss of around maybe 30-40 pips, because I'm not a scalper. Around, you see, around 50-40 pips around that area, and your TP should always 1:3, so it should be around 1:3 times your loss, so that even if you maybe lost that trade, or maybe you had lost previous trades, that one trade could have already covered you. So when you go to 4 hour again, uh, it is the same thing. So the exact thing that already happened, that is what we want to see it happening on this thing, because it keeps repeating itself. Can you see? The moment you enter after the 1 hour, because you don't use the 4 hour for entry. Now after you already entered, you know where the market is most likely to go to is exactly around this point, because the market will just not move anywhere, and the moment again it breaks, again the same thing happen. So that is why I'm saying, I'm hoping and I'm praying, if I'm to enter a sell on this market. So I want to see the market breaking here with a body, so that I can consider selling the market. And the moment they break here, our first TP, of course our first TP should be around this area. Can you see around this area? From here, our first TP should be around 60 pips there. But when you go to the daily time frame, let's go to the daily and see. Can you see again, it is the same thing, because the market will just not move anywhere. You see how whenever we are around these areas, can you see around how this bearish candle was printed? Then you can see how the buyers try to push this market up. So you know, if you have already entered the market, the most probably area the market is most likely to go and give maybe retest is around this area. Again, even if I go to the weekly time frame, because the market will not just move because it wants to move. You can see how the sellers broke in, the buyers came in, and it is like they are retesting, and in the next 3 days the market will be closing. But at the end of the day, at least you will have your 50-60 pips depending on the lot size you are using. So what you have to do, you have to be patient and just waiting to see how the sellers will react around this area, if they will give us a very good candle, or if they still continue buying, because there's nothing you can do. You just have to analyze the market. You let the market be. But if they have already broken down, then that is where you go to step number 2 of finding entry. But for now, we don't have an entry, especially on the 1 hour. For me to enter this market, I have to see the red candle. I have to see a red candle like this one breaking toward the downside, a very good red candle breaking here. Then I can enter the market. All I just have to wait for the retracement of this market, because the moment we break, of course, we'll have a retracement, and after the retracement, then I can consider shorting this market. And you can see this is kind of a good pattern of a head and shoulder. Of course, it is not a clear one. We said in the market it will not be as clear as the one shown on the diagram, but at the end of the day, that is how I always enter the market. First, you have to analyze from the higher time frame, starting from the weekly, know what the weekly is doing, know what the daily is doing, and the 4 hour, then find your point of interest, and the lower time frame they are used for entry. So go and check on Gbpusd. I hope by the time I'm posting this video, the market will have already given us an entry and we can enter the market. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have not subscribed, kindly hit that subscribe button, comment, tell me what you think about the video, and let's grow together. Until next time.